What is happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back for the second time today. This is the afternoon edition. We'll probably have another one before the window closes, and we'll put a bow on everything, give our rating at the end of it. We'll go into more detail then. Before I continue, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, of course, drop your comments and thoughts below if you want to. Thank you to Carl Brown and Mr. P for the super thanks on the last video, guys. Much appreciated. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description. So Jack here, we need that extra 10. Well, yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Because I mean, look, if the window is to end the way it is now, I mean, we still haven't had the Schmidt announcement, Schmidt announcement yet. I think that will probably be later on tonight, and we'll cover that then. I still think that we'd be one light just purely from the names that we've been linked with. So if you're not getting Salai, if you're not getting HAMER, then is there somebody else on the list? Is there somebody else to come in? Because if you've gone in so heavily for two players that shouldn't be in this division, then surely that means that there's a gap that needs to be filled. But look, I guess we'll find out. There's still time. It's 4 o'clock as we speak right now, so we'll see. But I got to be honest, I think it might just be Schmidt, and then that's it. But look, we will see. I hope to be wrong as always when it comes to things like this. But look, Tanaka is in the building, people. So this one has been talked about. I swear, it feels like 2 years. It just feels like it was inevitable that he was coming, and here he is. He has joined on a permanent deal, a 4-year contract, and yeah, 25 years old, 26 very soon. Versatile, energetic midfielder, can operate across all areas of the middle of the pitch, including both attacking and defensive positions when required to do so. The 23-24 campaign was his most productive for club and country. They put in both stats in there, okay, where he scored 13 times in 42 matches across all competitions. And you know, his welcome thing wasn't anything like to pick up on. He speaks very good English, so communication shouldn't be a problem. He's match fit as well, people. So it will be probably a case of blooding him slowly as he learns the tactical side of it for what Danny Farker wants him to do. But he's match fit. He's played like 90 minutes. He's playing in preseason, and he's played 90-minute games this season as well. So he is good to go. I think it's just more about learning the system. I guess they'll do that over the coming break if he's not been called up. But he is eligible to play against Hull City, so we might see him on the bench for this game. He was just saying just the usual new signing bingo. I'm very excited and happy to be here. He says that his game is about controlling the games, and he makes assists and goals. He wants to help the team. Of course, we want to go to the Premier League, which is why I came here, so I can make the contribution for the team. And the Leeds fans are amazing in the stadium. So there you go. Hit all the new signing bingo. And I think he'll fit in very well. I do. I think he'll fit in well. What's happening? Kerry saying, good afternoon, KG. Thanks for the update. Yeah, no problem. Kieran here saying, other players that we've brought in likely the ones Fark had on his list if we've been promoted? No, I would. No, Kieran. Well, you know what? We don't know, but I would hope not. Quite frankly, because look, when you're in the Premier League, you're playing with a whole different kettle of fish. You're playing with a whole different database. You're playing with a whole different wealth both with knowledge, money, and the players that you can attract. You can attract players in the Premier League that you'd have no business. Look, if Forest was still in the Championship when they were, do you think that who's the goalkeeper that went to him? Oh man, he's so well known as well. The name escapes me, but Kayla Navas, yeah, he would not be going to Nottingham Forest in the Championship, but they're in the Premier League. Guess what? He's on a big stage. It's a big showcase. You can get better players in the Premier League. It's just that we didn't do enough of that when we was last in there. So no, I think that you'd have a whole different profile. And I mean, just for one, you know, if we're in the Premier League, just say we're in the Premier League this season, people, we're not loaning Joe Rothwell. With all due respect to Joe Rothwell, he wouldn't be on the loan signing list. It would be someone a little bit more high profile, a bit more technical, a bit more up to speed with that Premier League. No, we're not doing ratings yet, man. Last Samurai, you know, we're not doing that just yet because, hey, listen, something could change both ways as well. Something could change, whether it be coming in or going out. You know, you just never know. You just never know. Don't be surprised by anything. You know what I mean? Matt here saying better balanced squad, but feel like we're missing the spice in the 10. That's the missing ingredient. Still time. Darren saying he's a good signing for the championship. Let's get out this league first. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Um, and listen, Dusseldorf, another team just doing their part with a professional message away. Tanaka leaves Fortuna and moves to Leeds United. Thank you for everything, Ao, and all the best for your future. Nice to see, nice to see. And I'm hoping that our social media team is taking notes of this. I really do. um, a 10 would change my rating significantly. Well, Jack, it all depends who the 10 is, though, doesn't it? We always do this, don't we? You just have to get in that position. But what if you sign an absolute bum? Then does it change it? Does it change it that much? For me, it's always about the player. It's always about who's coming in. The fullback that's coming in, I've already said I have no idea who he is. I've never watched him play, so I can't rate him on that. What I will rate is that they've actually got in another fullback, although it's not an out-and-out left back that I would much prefer. But in terms of a 10, for me, it can't just be anybody. If you're gonna go for that like Salai Harmer type, it has to be on that level for me. And if you're coming back and you're bringing in just some, Joe Schmo, that won't do nothing for me, because then you're just filling up the squad with bodies, and we don't need that. We need quality. Um, yeah. Brendan Aronson could possibly play there. Yeah, but in terms of that, look, welcome Tanaka, and I hope it's a successful time for you. Because if it's successful for you, it's successful for us. But the one I wanted to share was Chris Wilder was talking today, and he's not expecting. I mean, this isn't like signed and sealed kind of thing, but it pretty much for me closes the door on Gustavo Harmer coming to Leeds United, unless Leeds United make an outrageous bid. But you know what? I don't want to see, people. I don't want to see Leeds United have put in a bid at 10 o'clock when they know it will be far too late for Sheffield United to get in a replacement, just to say, oh, well, we tried at 10 o'clock at night, but Sheffield United said no. I don't want to hear none of that. That's false stuff for me. I don't want to see that. But Chris Wilder said here that there'll be no further ins for Sheffield United today, despite pushing for more. There'll be no further outs except for Trusty, who's going to Celtic for 6 million. And look at there, Jamie Shackleton is fit again. Yeah, until next week. But yeah, it does look like that it's not going to happen. And reports on our side are saying that we wasn't going to go in after a 13 million bid. But I'll be honest with you. And look, you guys know I've stuck up for the 49ers, or backed them with a lot of things. But I do think that if Sheffield United has said yes to the cash plus Peru deal, we wouldn't be talking about no, we haven't made another bid. I think things would have been in motion already. But seeing as Sheffield United just said no to that, maybe Leeds thought that Joel Peru costing 16 million last year, being a good, good commodity in this division, despite a down year last year, would have been enough to tempt Sheffield United with cash and a player. And with them saying no, and obviously it all gets leaked from the Sheffield United side. And let's face it, when they were talking about the Jaden Bogle stuff from their side, it was all true. First bid knocked back, second bid knocked back. They're going to come back in with a third. It all happened. And we would not have known about the Gustavo Harmer news unless it was the Sheffield United side that was leaking it. And if you think about it from their point of view as well, people, it makes no sense for them to leak out that Leeds United have made a bid for Gustavo Harmer. It makes absolutely no sense, because it means that you're alerting other clubs. You're possibly unsettling the player too. So I've got no reason to disbelieve it. But the 49ers, as we've seen in like the sign-in statements of, it shows that the patient approach is the right one to make, because otherwise we would not have signed Manor Solomon. It's all very PR. So sometimes you have to just look through the fluff a little, read between the lines, and go from there, and obviously come up with your own conclusions, of course. Let's have a look. Yes. Darren saying, what about a huge bid at the last minute? Give them no time to get replaced. I mean, I've just said that, Darren. No, I've just said that it's not going to happen. Even if the bid is over what they've asked for, let's say it's 19 million, they're not going to accept it at 10 o'clock. I highly doubt it, because they really haven't got no one else. And they were going in for Mikey Johnston, and I think he's moved to West Brom. So even there, they haven't got their replacement. What would be for Gustavo Harmer or his position in the squad? But very interesting, and it's something I said earlier. People, we all think that we are short on signings, and we are. We know that we are. But so do Sheffield United fans. Looking at their comments, looking at their social medias, they feel that the squad is light. But the the advantage that we have and Sheffield United have is that we've got quality within our little squads. You know, whereas other teams in the division will have small squads too, but they haven't got even an ounce of the quality that these two teams possess. So we are still in an advantageous position. It's just that you could always do with more, and I'm sure Daniel Farker would say the same. As a manager, they always want more, but yeah, I think we'll be. I think we're more than good enough to finish top two. People, I just wish we had pushed the boat out just that bit more to show true ambition and like really make a statement. And it's not about statement signings; it's about making your squad just outrageously good. And it doesn't matter who comes in. It's like there's not much of a drop off in quality. And it's a shame that it looks like we're not going to do that as we speak today. Is the Salai link dead? Well, earlier on, I mean, it gave an update in the earlier one, but yeah, it looks like it is dead. It looks like Freiburg haven't been able to get a replacement, which is what I believe that's what the main part of it was hinging on. It was hinging on them signing a player. That player wasn't being released by the club, which in turn means that Salai isn't available for transfer. And it looks like they're going to just keep him for the remainder of his contract, which has a year left on it. So it looks like that one is dead in the water. Yeah, he did, Mike. He did say that. Wilder mentioned every player has a price, but you also have to look at it from a club point of view. I mean, I'd be love to be wrong. If we do put in a bid at 10:30 and they accept it, happy days. I would love to be wrong with that. Trust me. And everyone can have a laugh. Cool. But I find it very, very difficult to believe that our promotion rivals will give us their best player without replacing them. I think their fan base would turn on them. I think it would be absolutely toxic. So it doesn't make any sense from a Sheffield United point of view, apart from the fact that you're getting, a lot of money for one player. But they could easily do this in January with another club because Gustavo Hamer is already putting up numbers. And if he's still putting up numbers by January, best believe there's going to be other interest in the player because he's too good for this division. He is. That's why I want him out of here. But if he's with us, even better. But he is far too good for this division, man. Far too good. Pickaboo. It's funny you say this. The signings we made could have been made when the window opened. I'm going to say your name's Peekaboo, right? It's funny because I've been messaging Connor today because I do want him to come on and get his thoughts on the window so far. But we was talking about this. We were saying the signings that we're making today. The thing is, though, I hate to be horrible, but a lot of people will be blinded by this in Tanaka and Schmidt later. They'll be like, oh, we've signed two players on transfer deadline day. And this is great. This is amazing. But when you look at the bigger picture, these two players, they could have been signed ages ago. Tanaka's, what is he had a 2.65 million release clause for how long? It's been there, hasn't it? Could have done this a long time ago for me, people. And Schmidt, I don't know how long they've been looking at him. No idea. But again, that seems like a deal that you could have done. It's from the Swiss league or wherever he is, Belgian league, whichever one. I'll look into it again later. But yeah, you're right. These deals could have been done a long time ago. And it's one of these things where I can understand if we were looking to loan or buy somebody from the Premier League and they're finalizing their squads. But we're not even doing that, unless we're proven wrong later. But we're not doing that. We're not getting anything from the Premier League. These are from leagues where these should have been attained weeks ago. And I'm being generous with weeks. I think you could have got these done months ago for me. Jack though saying it's easy to say that a lot of cogs need to turn for a deal to happen. But Jack, 2.65 million for Tanaka. How many teams were in for him? That's what I would ask. He's been there the whole time. I feel like we've been linked with this player for like 3 years, but it's been about 2. But how many things needed to turn to happen for this deal to happen? We're not talking about, you know what? It would have been more understandable if Manor Solomon and Ramazani was on this day today. I could completely understand that because you're fighting Ajax, you're fighting a lot of teams. Ramazani could possibly play in the high league as well himself. I could completely get that. But for these two players, these should have been done weeks ago for me if you were really serious about them. But look, it is what it is, eh? It is what it is. Sean here saying the good thing is all these new players will score goals, so not relying on Joseph as much. Yeah, I mean, they should spread the wealth. That's what I will say. I think that the spread of goals should be a lot more wider, and I include Brendan Aronson in that. I think Brendan Aronson's going to tuck a few this season. I do, and I think he's possibly one of the. They're probably looking at him as possibly one of the 10 replacements. I think Nanto is going to move into the 10 now, because I've said before, one thing that we have done this year, and this is for rating the later, rating the window later, but we have actually replaced Somerville with two players, Ramazani and Solomon. They are taking the left hand side, but yeah, we haven't replaced Rutter completely, and it's very hard to replace that. But I'm sure Nonto and Aronson and whoever else floats into that 10 position will try and help out as best as they can in a different way. It won't be as controlled. It won't be as blood and thunder like Rutter, but it will have to be in a different way. You can't replicate that. That's why not everyone costs 40 million people. Not everyone. Um, no. All these ratings, we're doing that later, people, man. Yo, hold your load, hold your load. You know what I mean? Um, let's have a look. What else is people saying? Guys, the Ryan Kent joke is so dead. Honestly, I keep looking at it. It's not funny. Like I'm not being a killjoy. It's just a dead joke. Honestly, try another one, man. You know. Yeah, nothing else, nothing else. Yeah, Tyler, some dead jokes in the chat, man. But you know what? Fairs, I'm looking at some of the comments that I left on the video and even on IG. And people, the email as well. Please don't email my business email with just general football chat. It has a different ping. You know what I mean? It literally is for business inquiries. So please don't email football opinions to that address. But yeah, listen, the comments are just what they are. People want more. People expected more, and I don't know if the 49ers are delivered. I'm very interested to hear though overall when this window's closed, how everyone feels in regards to the window in general. Because yeah, and this one as well, Dirty Leeds mentioning Cabal. What happened to that one? Well, I haven't looked. I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked at it since maybe 3-4 days ago. But what happened to that? Has he gone anywhere? I don't know. I have no idea what happened to the Cabal one. Maybe I'll look for latest video. Gail here saying you've already said we can finish in the top two, and that's good. Yeah, absolutely, Gail. We absolutely can finish top two with this team because once again, I always look bigger picture. I may have like internal disappointment with the players that we haven't signed, but then I look at the rest of the league and go, we should be beating the majority of these teams, and there's no excuses. Even though I'm sure Farker will look for every excuse under the sun, there are no excuses. We should be, comfortably beating a majority of these teams most of the time. That's how you finish in the top two, people. You know what I mean? It's not about drawing 2-3 in a row and saying that we played well, that XG was this high. No one cares. Just get the score line in your favor, win the games, and that will get you promoted. Everything else is just noise to me. So yes, he hasn't got as talented squad as last season, which is partly down to him too. But you've been given some good tools to replace them. Not as great as they were, but they're going to be useful. And you've even got players coming back in like Verba as a third centre back, Brendan Aronson. You managed to keep him at this level. You've got the tools, Daniel. So no excuses for me. Yeah, Darren, Burnley squad got destroyed. Yeah, I mean, look, they've brought in a couple of good players, but they've definitely been decimated. They're certainly not as strong as they were, 3 weeks ago. When you're looking at Burnley, you're thinking, damn, that's a good team for the championship. I don't know. I need to look. I don't know if Josh Brownhill has gone anywhere, but he's one that I wouldn't mind seeing out this league as well. He gets a few goals in this division. Yeah, I saw that. Well, I don't know if they're going to lose him, but they've left him behind, haven't they? Because Ipswich, I know Ipswich just trying to get all the championship talent, aren't they? But I think Ipswich trying to get him, but I think his head's in a different place. So Middlesbrough are not taking him for this weekend's game. Gail here, will Gruev lose his place? Not at the beginning, Gail. I think it will be a case of Tanaka getting up to speed with the tactical side of everything. I think Gruev will start tomorrow against Hull City, even though I still would go with Rothwell. Just we're at home, man. We should be on the front foot. Maybe Gruev will be given the license like he was against Portsmouth, as we've seen in the last couple of games. Gruev has been pretty much stuck in the central midfield area. But yeah, I'd just go for a little more attacking lineup. But I think Gruev will probably start again tomorrow. Ian saying, where is the Red Bull experience we were told would help getting some quality players? No one told you that, Ian. Again, I've got up all the articles when it comes to the Red Bull. I even got up the article with Mario Gomez, who's Red Bull's technical director, saying they don't get involved in this. All they do with the 49er enterprises is give them their expertise on how to grow the football club, what they've done, their experiences. Red Bull are literally our sponsor, minority owners, but sponsors. That's what they are. They have gotten zero input when it comes to transfers. And anyone that's told you otherwise, Ian and anyone else, has lied to you. Okay. Until you hear something official from Red Bull or the 49ers, they're not involved in the transfers. I think if they were involved in the transfers, by the way, they'd be better. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just look at Red Bull's record overall. Um Russ Solomon to start tomorrow. Well, we'll see. He's been training on that left-hand side, hasn't he, Russ? Will be it's going to be interesting to see. I think Solomon could start, and then you see Nanto in the 10. There's going to be no James, so someone's going to have to go over there. Oh, maybe Nanto goes on the right actually, and then Aronson in the 10, possibly. We'll see. We'll see what Daniel Farker does tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting to see what that lineup looks like. But yeah, people, let me see if there's anything that's announced. You know how these things go on transfer deadline day. It's so mad. So mad. I don't know about anyone else. Is anyone checking their phones every 10, 15 minutes? It's crazy. I actually can't wait for this to be over. I'll be honest with you. Even I'm exhausted by it now. Taps about feels like we're sponsoring Red Bull. Tremendous. Sai in the house, shout out to you, Sai. I think we've done okay in this window, but the question is, will Farker give them a fair shot? We shall see, Sai. But look, he has a big input in the transfers. He's made that very clear. So these are his guys. Even last year, they were basically his guys. He decided to keep certain players when they could have moved in terms of Creswell, Nanto at the start of the window. You know, he decided these kind of decisions or moving them out, Drame, Jed Spence, other players. Eventually, was Forshaw still here, or was he? I think he might have gone in preseason actually, but you know, he is in charge of this. Pretty much, it's a collaborative effort, but he's had a big say in the signings and ones that haven't left as well, who he keeps talking up, and we'll speak about that later. But yeah, listen, people, I don't know if this is going to be the last one for today, but this is the latest update. But we will be back late, and we will grade this window altogether, give our reasons why, and there'll be no slanging matches. If you give it a 10, that's up to you. All right. And if you give it a 2, that's also up to you. But we'll discuss that in detail later on. But give me your thoughts on anything discussed so far, any disappointment that you're feeling, especially in regards to the HAMER news. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll be back later with you people. Mr. P with a super chat at the last minute. 49ers haven't as yet said no other business yet. They never say anything anyway, Mr. P. That's the whole idea with them. But shout out to you, man. See you in the next video, people. See you later on today for the final transfer window video. Peace out.